Hi, my name's Annie Severide, and I'm going to be talking about my time and experience at Mercy Street and how it kind of integrates what we've been learning in our business class. So, first of all, just a little background of Mercy Street. It was founded in 2003 by Trey Hill, and it has 3 different branches and programs that they work out of, and that's sports leagues, mentoring programs, and leadership institutes. So Mercy Street kind of grew out of the desire to change West Dallas and to be there for the community and spread the gospel basically through each of these 3 categories, which are again sports, mentoring, and leadership programs. And really they just recognize the poverty in West Dallas and like the need for the gospel. So that's a quick background on them. So the first topic that I want to touch on that we've been learning in business is in chapter 1, and it talks about achieving high performance for managers and that their goal is to be efficient and effective at the same time. So one of the key goals that organizations have is to achieve and provide goods to services that customers value and desire, both simultaneously. Efficiency is essentially the measure of how productively resources are used to achieve a goal, and then effectiveness is the measure of goals that managers have selected for the organization or company to pursue, in the degree to which the organization achieves those goals. So overall, I feel like this applied to Bryan and Mercy Street. Mercy Street in general has done a really good job of achieving high goals, and you can just see this through how many families and how many kids are like there on site all the time. And I noticed this especially in the sports ministry. Like I just said, Bryan is the overseer of this, so essentially the manager. And he has done extremely well using the resources that he has to expand in the community and do it to his best of ability to best serve the community in like whatever way they need. And there's so many kids, so many different types of kids, and they all seem to be really thriving and enjoying it while they are on Mercy Street's campus. I believe the community of Dallas is just for sure blessed by Mercy Street in general, but what they don't see is Bryan's hard work and his management and how he has been so efficient and effective with what the Lord has given Mercy Street and how he has turned it around to quickly serve the community of Dallas. So my second point would be the organizational culture. And this is found in chapter 3. And basically it is the shared beliefs, expectations, values, the norms, and the work routines that influences how members of the organizations relate to others and work to achieve the same goal. This reflects distinctive ways in which organizational members perform their jobs and relate to others within the organization and outside of the organization. So Mercy Street had excellent organizational structure, and I volunteered in multiple different sports areas. So I was able to see how the employees held this standard and how they had high standards for each other and for the children coming in, and the norms of like kind of what went on in Mercy Street. And it was like if the kids were there, or if the kids were not there, they didn't act different. Like they held to the high standards. How they interacted with each other was as if a kid would be watching the whole time, and then how they interacted with kids was just in such a gentle but very effective manner, and definitely honoring to Christ. So yeah. My third one would be communication, which is found in chapter 16. And essentially communication is the sharing of information between two or more individuals or group to reach a common understanding. And good communication is essential for attaining efficiency, quality, responsiveness to customers, and innovation. So Mercy Street had so many employees and multiple different volunteers within, like way too many to count. Every time that I was on site, it wasn't even volunteers from DBU, it was just volunteers as coaches, like volunteers as to be like a welcoming crew on game days in basketball or baseball, something like that, and soccer. And the campus and facilities grew chaotic with this many people there, especially because within the South, within the Mercy Street faculty, plus the amount of volunteers that were there, and then adding the hundreds of families that came that added up to hundreds of people, it grew very chaotic. So I would say that especially on a tournament or game day, I found that Mercy Street and their managers were extremely well at communicating with every volunteer, because we were all doing different things in different areas. And because of that, because it was so chaotic, Brian couldn't be everywhere at once. So he was really good at communicating with the people underneath him to communicate to the volunteers in each area. And this allowed for game days and practice days and anything else to just run really smoothly. So I thought that was honestly like one of their best qualities. And so lastly, I want to talk about my impact, the impact that Mercy Street had on me personally. And I believe that Mercy Street had nothing less than such a positive impact on me in my time there while serving. I interacted with so many amazing leaders, and I definitely look up to them, and I'm glad that I have the connection to them now. It was really cool to see how they just pursued the Lord individually, and that just flowed out through their actions with the kids. And I believe I found confidence and encouragement through every Mercy Street staff to interact with the kids and to share the gospel and kind of just step into a role that's like, okay, like, yes, I'm a volunteer, but I'm a lot more than that within this 2-hour span that I have to interact with these kids. I can make an eternal difference, or I can just check the box and say I got 2 hours. And it was really cool to watch the kids and interact with them in that way. And so regarding my career, I'm currently on track to become a licensed professional counselor. And so kind of watching the community of West Dallas within Mercy Street, I definitely think I wasn't really involved in the mentoring program, but I think that Mercy Street would highly benefit from a licensed professional counselor as they kind of move along and grow and expand in their mentorship program. I think my eyes were open to the need of counseling in adolescents, especially from an area that is more impoverished. And as a business, I believe Mercy Street operates effectively and efficiently and is a great example to look at as a business as a whole. So overall, that was all my experience at Mercy Street, and I am so thankful that I got to do this for a business class. I would have never guessed that I would have been doing it through this class, especially because I'm not a business major, but I'm super thankful that I did, and I appreciate all that I have learned and will take it and use it in the rest of my career. Thank you.